Hi everyone, Tim the Plane Man here. Happy Canada Day 2023. And what we've got to celebrate is a new model I'm going to unbox. And this is going to be kind of interesting because this is a warbird. It's a modern warbird. It's a drone. It's one of the military drones that the United States used in Iraq and Afghanistan. And this, if you cast your mind back, it's almost 20 years ago now, to when originally under George W. Bush during the Iraq War, drones started to be used for reconnaissance and surveillance activities, and we started to hear about these magical pieces of equipment that would fly around the sky with nobody, no pilot, and they were remotely piloted, and the word drone came into our world. Now later on the word drone has come to mean other things, but this is a drone. This is also a military aircraft, a warbird. This is a RQ-7 Shadow. Let's open the box and see how she looks. Oh, it's full of gear. I am really looking forward to building this. This is going to be a real build. This is a Balsa model kit. Here we have, well actually, we're gonna have to start with the electronics because it's just not gonna come out that way. This is a Balsa model kit and it's a true kit. This is not an ARF, this is a real plane, a Balsa plane that I'm gonna have to build from scratch. So it's gonna be several episodes and there's gonna be a few of these, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So first of all, I'll open the box, but and then I'll tell you something interesting about this kit and its history. So what we've got is a substantial bag of gadgets. Let's have a look inside. It's an unboxing. Let's unbox it. So we've got no end of servo extension wires, because this is a big plane. We'll see that in a minute. We've got some, I believe they might be 17-gram servos. They're pretty solid servos, and there's a lot of them. This one's a little smaller. This is also a smaller servo, not a 9-gram servo, but metal geared. Oh my goodness, they're all metal gear servos. I wonder if they're digital. I sure hope so. But at very least, they're metal gear servos. So those will be, I'm sure, 17. These are going to be 13 gram for sure. Might even weigh them later on. Another 17-gram servo, another 9-gram servo, another 17-gram servo, and my goodness, we've got an ESC. We have a programmable brushless ESC. It's a beatless G2 programmable brushless 60 amp ESC. And let's have a look inside. I can't not. I'm not just going to do. So I guess this is going to be a long video, guys. Strap in because I'm already having fun. This is more than your average video. So what do we got here? Here we have our manual. I wonder if this can do BD shot. We'll have to see when we get there, but EC3, I think that is, battery wire, ESC connection, and that'll be 5mm motor plugs, banana plugs, pre-soldered. Absolutely love that. What's next? I'm going to say motor. Let's see. Oh, there's a motor for you. Look at this guy. Look at this motor. Now this is ROHS PowerX brushless motor, and it's a 4220 410 kV motor, and that is a real power pack. That is going to give this plane some oomph. I don't think we're going to have a problem getting off the ground with this guy. So there's our motor. Look at that. Very, very nice. Beautiful piece of gear. So what I ought to say about this kit that I've got here is thank you very much to Dancing Wings Hobby. This is a pre-release version of this kit, which is going to be available, and if all goes well, this video comes out and you'll be able to buy it. And what you should find is that this kit, the Dancing Wings Hobby RQ-7 Shadow, would be available from not only from Dancing Wings Hobby in places like AliExpress and potentially Banggood, but also from your favorite dealers in different countries around the world. So what I also want to mention about this kit, this RQ-7 Shadow kit from Dancing Wings Hobby, is you may have seen something like this before. If you've been watching YouTube videos online, this kit hasn't been available for a while. Well, in some respects, this kit hasn't been available ever. This kit used to be available from Hobby King. And if you have a look online and search for RC Model Geeks, or you may already be subscribers, unfortunately they haven't been posting recently, Captain Rob and Mad Colin, but those guys built the Hobby King RQ-7 Shadow some 7 years ago and posted the videos online, and it's a very interesting plane. I've wanted to get this for a while, and it's been out of production. And Dancing Wings Hobby have decided that they are going to bring it back. But this time they're bringing it back as the Dancing Wings Hobby RQ-7 Shadow. And I'm kind of hoping, because I've seen some test flights that they posted online, that they've taken some of the feedback from people like Captain Rob and potentially customers and improved the model, fixed some of the problems and the, not big things, but some minor issues with the build. So we shall see as we build it through. I'm sure I won't be able to figure that out from the unboxing, but what I will say is this is the new release, the 2023 release of the brand new classic RQ-7 Shadow from Dancing Wings Hobby. And thanks again for allowing me to present it to you. Thanks again to Dancing Wings Hobby, and thanks everyone for watching. And by the way, please like, please subscribe, and you will see there will be a series of these. It is a drone. This is where the word drone came from in aircraft. Maybe not RC planes, but in military aircraft, UAS, it was drones that started the massively remote, hundreds or thousands of kilometers away from the plane, or its autonomous flying concept with these kinds of drones, the MQ-1 as well. And now, as you've seen probably in Ukraine, we have things like the Bayraktar TB2 and the Bayraktar Kinshi, and the United States is looking to replace the RQ-7 with something new. So they're doing some research and development around in this area as well, because drones, military drones, are a big deal. This is a military warplane drone, and it's not a multi-rotor, it's not a multi-copter, it's not your little, it's not a Mavic, it's not a Mavic Air or Mavic Mini, or a DJI, or an Autel, or a Skydio. This is a fixed wing aircraft designed to fly long distance, remotely and autonomously. And this kit is a scale model of that aircraft. Let's have a look at what else we've got in the box. We have some absolutely gorgeous stickers. Oh, that looks really beautiful. I'm not sure of the relevance of that, but honestly, doesn't that look nice? I'm gonna have to use that. On top of everything else, it's red. One of my favorite colors, if you haven't figured that out. So we will definitely be using that. Let's see what else we've got in the box here. All right, we have, my goodness, this is an impressive nose cone. I did not realize it was gonna be this big. Maybe this is bigger than I thought. From looking at the pictures of the plane from Captain Rob, I have a funny feeling this is bigger than the original model that used to be the Hobby King model. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's a little hard to tell when you look at the video. Wheels, oh my good, substantial wheels. Those will be great on the fields that I'm flying in these days. Really need some good solid big wheels, and that will be them. This plane will not have problem getting off on the runway that we've got. Here we have, yes, absolutely, that's a fiberglass nose cone. And you know, I've seen from one of the other builds online that that this makes a brilliant place to mount a airspeed sensor, and I'm pretty sure I'll be putting one of those in, so don't tell anyone. I'll pick that up later. All right, what else have we got? We have a propeller. It's wooden, and it's a 15x7. So only one. I may have to get a couple more of those. No matter what, propellers never last. That's just a thing that happens. Okay, now what we have here, I'm not going to open it, but this is the covering. This is military gray, sort of a matte gray military color. Now, when I talked to Dancing Wings Hobby about getting this model, I said, oh, send me some colored covering, maybe red or something like that. And they said, oh, no, we want this to look authentic. Okay, I'll build it authentic. I'm gonna look online for some of the original RQ-7 Shadow military videos mostly from the US Air Force, I think, or maybe Army. Let's just say US military. And I'll build the plane legit. I'll probably have to put the stickers on, and you know, who knows, I may figure out a way after originally building it to change up the coloring later on. All right, what else have we got in the box? It's a little, oh, there's a whole lot of this covering. It's going to be a big plane. I'm kind of getting a little nervous now that this plane is a little bigger than I kind of expected. I still haven't found, well, yes, I have found it. It's underneath, right at the bottom of the box. What else have we got? Danger, propeller, no handhold, and Screamin Demon. Okay, I love that. Okay, this is going to be nice. So this is going to be the Screamin Demon. I'll have to look that up and figure out where Screamin Demon come from. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some history or relevance around that. All right, now what we have. Oh, you know, I've really been missing this. If you've seen, I've done some foam builds. I've recently done some ARFs, and this plane here is the Dancing Wings Hobby Sopwith Pup, the little, is it 400 or 380 millimeter version of the plane. I got that at Christmas and built it just for the fun of building it, and I haven't even flown it because I just enjoyed building it, and I like having it on my wall. But I haven't had a chance to build a Balsa model plane since, I'm pretty sure it's since I finished the Fokker DR1 last year, and have to say I'm missing it. So maybe it's the wrong time of year to be starting a project like this. Maybe this is supposed to be a winter project, and I will be prioritizing flying over building. But when the weather's like it is today, there is no flying going on. This is what I'll be working on. My goodness, look at all of that balsa wood. And yeah, it's all balsa. You can see that. Various thicknesses, various hardnesses, and there's an awful lot of it there. So as usual, carefully, you know, laser cut, beautiful pieces of wood. Can't see any blemishes or problems with that. That is just very, very absolutely gorgeous balsa wood. So let's stash this. Where can I stash this? I'll get a little bit organized. It's going to run out of space soon. Let's see what else we've got. All right, we've got, now this is starting to look a little bit like the size of the model that Captain Rob built. When I look at these are the tail booms. Okay, these aluminum pieces are the booms that connects there's if you haven't seen the plane, look it up, but there's an A-tail at the back with two booms that go forward to the wings. And the only way I'm going to fit that into my car is if they're removable, so hopefully they are. Now I am not going to cut this package open right now. There's a selection of aluminium rods, aluminium tubes and carbon fiber tubes and rods of various shapes and sizes. And if I cut this piece of plastic open right now, I'm guaranteed to lose some important pieces, which I don't want to do, so I will not do that. But you can see what I have. Wow. Oh, this is like Christmas. Okay, more carbon fiber. Here's my nunchucks. Whoops. Okay, maybe I shouldn't play like that. Beautiful, shiny, high quality, but very, very lightweight carbon fiber tubes, two of, and then another two the same over here, plus some Velcro for mounting the battery. Well, we'll see about that. From what I saw from Captain Rob, two 5,000 milliamp hour lipos were required to get the balance right. So unless I go for a really big battery, might need to be mounting two in parallel. We'll see how that goes. All right, what else have we got? Here we've got, beautiful and very substantial landing gear struts and all of the other screws and bits and pieces used for attaching, all kinds of other things. So maybe I'll just quickly open that up because they're so pretty and get these guys out, but I won't take anything else out. What I have in there, so we have servo control rods and line nuts and screws of various kinds, all of the hardware for putting the plane together. And here we have our landing gear, and that really starts to give you an idea of how big the plane is going to be when you see, yes, I think, oh no, it's going to be this way up. So when you see the landing gear like that, the wheels will go on like this. This is going to be a pretty big plane. I think this is going to compete with my GB in size. Now the GB was, if I remember correctly, about 1.5 meters wingspan, and that is the largest plane that I've built and flown as an ARF. I have flown the Bixler 3 had a slightly larger wingspan, but as you know, the Bixler is a foamy, and although it has a big wingspan, it actually has a very slim and elegant fuselage. So this is going to be something between, somewhere between, I think, the GB, which is a very big plane, and the Bixler, I'd say. And obviously it's going to have wheels, and it's going to be pretty tough to bend those. They're pretty solid, which is kind of good, because I don't know, I have a bad record of, I need to practice my landings. I'll be doing that some more. Okay, we're getting close. All right, so we have here so much balsa wood in this plane, oh my goodness, it's real plans. Wow. Okay, now this is, okay, good, well done, Dancing Wings. Good job. All right, this has been a problem with many of the Dancing Wings kits before, and I saw from another posting, another YouTube video about the previous kit, that they had done the same trick as they did with this one, which is a few photographs showing how you build it, but no plans. But now we have plans. My goodness, look at this. Let's just get this out of the way so we can take a look at this, because this is, oh, and Dancing Wings stickers, which will absolutely go on the plane, along with a Tim the Plane Man sticker and the mandatory Transport Canada registration number. I'll put it there. It will be clearly visible on the plane, but you might have to turn it over to find it clearly visible. All right, so what we have here, oh my goodness, this is just beautiful. Look at these plans, and that gives you an idea. So it's all printed on one side of a huge piece of paper. And so here we have a schematic of the actual plane itself, not full size. Here we have, I believe, that's going to be the wing. So that's one side of the wing. So if that's one side of the wing, I think that means that two of them are going to be double back with a fuselage in the middle. Oh, and we have an inset here. So it's going to be pretty big. I'm not 100% sure. I don't see anything that tells me the actual wingspan of the plane. RQ-7 Shadow, S12 2023 edition. Absolutely, just like I thought, this is a new improved version of this plane. This is a significant improvement. This is really good and should help to build it. It's got a wingspan, oh my goodness, 2100 millimeters. Now let me just have a quick look at that online. So this is probably the RQ-7B Shadow, I think. And if that's the case, then wingspan was 4.3 meters. So this is a half scale, more or less, model, if it's the RQ-7B. Now if it's the RQ-7A, and I'll have to figure that out while I'm building, as I can start to get an idea of how it matches up. But the RQ-7A was the initial version developed, blah, 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 and had a wingspan of 3.89 meters, so slightly smaller. I am fairly sure I'm going to say that this is going to be the RQ-7B, and it has, flying weight 4.4 kilograms, wing area 73 decimeters squared, and a wing loading of 60 grams per decimeter squared. And I'm not sure if I need to know that, but here's the motor spec. The motor they've given us is exactly the spec. The ESC says 80 amps. Oh, I misread that. That is an 80 amp ESC there, actually. So that's an 80 amp ESC with a 6 volt, 8 amp BEC in it. And so as an 8 amp BEC, that's going to be able to power an awful lot and can take up to a 6S LiPo. So that's fine. Battery 6S 8000 milliamp hour recommended, actually. So that's interesting. I think I probably, I have, okay, that's not going to work. Now I have an 8000 milliamp hour 4S battery that I used in the GB, and I'm going to have to buy a new battery because this is 4S. They recommend 6S. I'm going to say if they recommend 6S, then it's going to need the power of 6S probably, and I won't take a chance at putting 4S in it, although technically it might actually work. So I won't be able to reuse my existing 5000 milliamp hour 4S batteries from the binary because we need 6S. At least 6-channel RC. I probably going to be putting Crossfire into this guy, I think. I have been doing Express LRS mostly, but I bought myself a Crossfire module and a couple of Crossfire receivers. This probably makes sense as the second plane to put the Crossfire in, along with another build that I'm going to be talking to you about very, very soon. So this will be, I'll put Crossfire in it, of course, an autopilot flight controller, and let's get back to the good stuff. So we've got the wing here, complete set of wing plans, one side. I don't know if I need to build the wing on the plan, and it doesn't show through on the back, so it will be a little awkward to build the right hand and left hand wing, but it is so nice to have it full size there with every little piece shown very clearly. And this is a professional CAD drawing, like I remember doing back in school, actually. Well, not that I was professional, but I did do technical drawing back in school. Okay, here we have the fuselage. So this is a side view of the fuselage, and that shows you, kind of gives you an idea of how big the fuselage is. There is going to be an awful lot of space for a flight controller, for a companion computer, probably a Raspberry Pi, for a camera, more than one camera, at least two Runcam Thumb Pros, and maybe, not sure, but possibly a C8 Mini that I have that has been waiting for a home, and there will be just gobs of space to put all of that with the GPS. I will put a downward facing LiDAR, I'll have an airspeed sensor, and I don't know, pretty much everything you can think of. This is going to be loaded, and it's going to be so much fun. I mean, this is a drone. This is a military reconnaissance and surveillance drone that potentially, you know, in the real world could also take ordnance. So it's in military application. A plane twice the size of this is going to be loaded with electronics, surveillance and communication equipment. And well, that's just what I love. This is the scientific advancement of the sport of aeronautics that is the mandate of the Model Aircraft Association of Canada, right there in the Constitution. This is the stuff I love. Getting new technology and applying it to flying model planes is the reason I'm in this hobby, and that I absolutely love it. And so I'll be pushing it. Let's just focus on the last piece. So what we have is effectively, this is the classic Dancing Wings hobby set of photographs that show the assembly of the plane. And what I am clearly going to have to do to make this worthwhile for me and for them and for you, if you subscribe, is to follow the steps and document them in a video, in a set of videos, because the build process really needs to be videoed to do it justice. A complete set of a detailed manual, a book, might come in handy. A video is even better, and maybe that's what we're looking for. So basically, it's fairly simple. Start with the fuselage, start with Former 2, build out the fuselage, glue all the pieces of the fuselage together, build the joining piece of the wing, build out the wing with its ribs, add the bolts, connect in. Okay, this is one piece. We'll have to see how this goes, that Captain Rob pointed out as a potential problem, this little clip that clips on the boom to the tail assembly. And like I said, I'm going to absolutely need to be able to remove this to take the tail off, and the wings actually, for it to fit in my car. There's no way that a 2.1 meter plane is going in my car, so it absolutely needs to be removable. We've got connecting up the wing, a picture here of something that I don't really understand, and this is connecting the tail boom together. Here we have the tail assembly, and this is here we have sets of thumb screws for screwing on the main wing onto the fuselage, which is perfect because, like I said, I need to have that removable. So we've got 13 putting on the wheels screw on, worst case they could be removable too. It looks like from this picture that there needs to be a slot cut into the nose cone so that the wheel assembly can go in. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Haven't had good luck with nose wheels on my Aero Scout, for example. It was the first thing to go, but if I can get this working, it will be absolutely glorious. So here we have it. This is the Dancing Wings Hobby Classic Balsa Model Kit RQ-7 Shadow Military Warplane Drone. And it's a drone with one propeller and 2 wings and a tailplane, but it is a drone. Maybe I'm rubbing that in a little bit, but just have to say, this is a military drone, this is a military warplane, this is a fixed wing and will be RC model plane that I will build. You'll see me build it and I will fly it. So stay tuned. Tim the Plane Man, over and out.